If you can see, look. If you can look, observe. From the Book of Exhortations. The amber light came on. 2 of the cars ahead accelerated before the red light appeared. At the pedestrian crossing, the sign of a green man lit up. The people who were waiting began to cross the road, stepping on the white stripes painted on the black surface of the asphalt. There is nothing less like a zebra, however, that is what it's called. The motorists kept an impatient foot on the clutch, leaving their cars at the ready, advancing, retreating like nervous horses that can sense the whiplash about to be inflicted. The pedestrians have just finished crossing, but the sign allowing the cars to go will be delayed for some seconds. Some people maintain that this delay, while apparently so insignificant, has only to be multiplied by the thousands of traffic lights that exist in the city, and by the successive changes of their 3 colors, to produce one of the most serious causes of traffic jams, or bottlenecks, to use the more current term. The green light came on at last. The cars moved off briskly, but then it became clear that not all of them were equally quick off the mark. The car at the head of the middle lane has stopped. There must be some mechanical fault. A loose accelerator pedal, a gear lever that is stuck, problem with the suspension, jammed brakes, breakdown in the electric circuit. Unless he has simply run out of gas. It wouldn't be the first time such a thing has happened. The next group of pedestrians to gather at the crossing see the driver of the stationary car wave his arms behind the windshield, while the cars behind him frantically sound their horns. Some drivers have already got out of their cars, prepared to push the stranded vehicle to a spot where it will not hold up the traffic. They beat furiously on the closed windows. The man inside turns his head in their direction, first to one side, then the other. He is clearly shouting something. To judge by the movements of his mouth, he appears to be repeating some words, not 1 word but 3, as turns out to be the case when someone finally manages to open the door. "I am blind!" Who would have believed it? Seen merely at a glance, the man's eyes seem healthy. The iris looks bright, luminous, the sclera white, as compact as porcelain. The eyes wide open, the wrinkled skin of the face, his eyebrows suddenly screwed up. All this, as anyone can see, signifies that he's distraught with anguish. With a rapid movement, what was in sight has disappeared behind the man's clenched fists, as if he were still trying to retain inside his mind the final image captured. A round red light at the traffic lights. "I am blind! I am blind!" he repeated in despair as they helped him to get out of the car, and the tears welling up made those eyes which he claimed were dead shine even more. "These things happen. It will pass, you'll see. Sometimes it's nerves," said a woman. The lights had already changed again. Some inquisitive passers-by had gathered around the group, and the drivers further back, who didn't know what was going on, protested at what they thought was some common accident. A smashed headlight, a dented fender. Nothing to justify this upheaval. "Call the police," they shouted, "and get that old wreck out of the way." The blind man pleaded, "Please, will someone take me home?" The woman, who had suggested a case of nerves, was of the opinion that an ambulance should be summoned to transport the poor man to the hospital. But the blind man refused to hear of it. Quite unnecessary. All he wanted was that someone might accompany him to the entrance of the building where he lived. "It's close by, and you could do me no greater favor." "And what about the car?" asked someone. Another voice replied, "The key is in the ignition. Drive the car onto the pavement." "No need," intervened a third voice. "I'll take charge of the car and accompany this man home." There were murmurs of approval. The blind man felt himself being taken by the arm. Come with me," the same voice was saying to him. They eased him into the front passenger seat and secured the safety belt. I can't see. he murmured, still weeping.